All right, so we're going to prove through our typical method of proof two theorems that we're going to use related to parallel lines and proportionality of lengths. So we're starting off here by sketching the three parallel lines. We've got two transversals. I'm really trying to show that the lines are parallel, but they don't necessarily have to be spaced evenly. And the transversals are not necessarily parallel. And we're going to try to prove that those three parallel lines are dividing up the segments of the transversal proportionally. So in order to help do that, I'm going to sketch in an auxiliary line here that's going to help create triangles. I want triangles as often as I can create them. That creates a new point that I'm going to have to add in here. All right. So what we've just done is we've created some triangles, and now I can apply things like the triangle proportionality theorem and things like that. So let's set up our two-column proof and add in the things that we know. Now I'm going to focus in on this triangle right here, because I could apply the triangle proportionality theorem to this triangle. And I could say that because I have a parallel line, this segment right here is parallel to one side of this triangle, AC is to CE in the same way that BG is to GE. And that's because a line that's parallel to one side of a triangle divides the other two sides of the triangle proportionally. But then I could also just do the same exact thing with this triangle. Because I've got the same situation. I've got a parallel line here, and it's parallel to one of the sides of the triangle. So I'm going to use the same exact reason, and I'm going to say that BG over GE is equal to BD over DF. Same reason as above. And if that's all true, then I can do substitution on those previous two statements, and I can just say AC is to CE in the same way that BD is to DF, because they both equal BG over GE anyway. So that is the substitution property of equality. So we proved it. So that means if I ever have three parallel lines, and then I've got transversals coming through there, I now know that all of the different lengths within those segments are proportional. So I could say that those two segments there are proportional to these two segments here because of what we just proved. It's very similar to the triangle proportionality theorem, which we proved in our last lesson, but now we've extended it to, okay, what if you have three parallel lines or something like that? Okay. So now we've got one final proof we're going to do here, and then I'll leave the practice for you guys. All right, so there's my obtuse triangle. I've sketched in an angle bisector to the obtuse triangle, so that angle, or to the obtuse angle, and I'm going to prove that the divided segments of the side opposite the obtuse angle, so if I were to label these points, are proportional to the other two sides of the triangle. So I'm going to try to prove that AB is to AD in the same way that BC is to DC. That's the goal. All right, so there's our start to the proof. We've got the angle bisector that's given. That results in two congruent angles. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in a couple more auxiliary lines. The first one I'm going to draw in is a line that's parallel to that angle bisector that intersects C. The second one that I'm going to draw in is an extension of side AD. So that's going to create a point out here that we'll call E. The key here is that this line is parallel to DB and AD has been extended. So I constructed EC and I gave it that property. So we could say given here, but I've added it after the fact. What we're going to notice now is I have a great opportunity to apply the triangle proportionality theorem to get some proportions going here. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so that's pretty useful. And then the other thing that I've got is if this line is parallel, that gives me an angle that's congruent to this angle here because I've got parallel lines, so those are corresponding angles. And over here, I've actually got a pair of alternate interior angles with angle BDC for the same reason, which is that I've got parallel lines. And now I'm going to extend that to say that angle E must be congruent to angle DCE by the transitive property of congruence. And that's running through statements 2, 5, and 6. So I'm making the connection between these two angles, which creates an isosceles triangle. Now, I don't have to say that it's an isosceles triangle, but what I do want to say is that because it is an isosceles triangle, segment DE has to be congruent to segment DC. Sides opposite congruent angles in a triangle are congruent. And the reason that's nice is now I can say that length DE is equal to length DC because congruent segments are equal in length. So what I'll be able to do now is replace DE in my original proportion with DC. So I'm going to do some substitution here. And now I have the proportionality that I wanted. I wanted AB and BC comparable to AD and DC. And I have that. Now, you'll see that what this says at the bottom of the screen is a little different from what it says at the top of the screen. But that's not important because I could apply a property of proportions to this if I wanted to right now. So if I really want to say AB over DE or over AD is equal to BC over DC, then I could just apply the interchanging property of proportions. And now I have what I wanted. And so what that means to us now is anytime I've got a triangle and one of those angles is bisected like that, I now have proportionality between those two segments and these two segments. So A over B must equal C over D. We just proved that. All right, so we're going to apply those to each of the problems on the back. And I think you have the top three, but maybe not the bottom three. But for homework, I'm going to ask that you go ahead and do the top three. On your paper, you may not have that marking. I added that in after the fact, so make sure that you know that. And you're going to apply these two properties to two of these and the triangle proportionality theorem to the other one.